Yeah.
Ask Reddit. What are your go-to dishes for too tired to cook dinner tonight? Pizza. I've been busy lately with work. Now, I'm worried the people at Domino's and I are on a first name basis now. I knew I had to give up Subway when they recognized my face and were able to process my whole order without me saying a word. Fun fact, as a server at a KFC we are taught/trained to remember our regular customers' orders as it makes the customer feel valued and appreciated. The awkward laughs and smiles we get lead me to believe otherwise. This would be true in any non-chain restaurant. If the guy at the Italian hole in the wall down the street knew me by name, I'd be pretty okay with that. Now, the server at a KFC. That's public shaming. I wouldn't go back there ever. Totally true. My local hole in the wall excellent burger joint knows me. I eat there roughly once a month, and I'm happy for it. Now if McDonald's knew me, I'd consider that a problem. When Ronald McDonald comes out to personally serve you himself and thank you for your custom, you've got a problem, friend. This is why you switch up your order and get something different each time you go. I walk over and grab a sandwich at a local shop on my lunch break about 3 times a week. Shane knows who I am, so I can have a conversation, but he never knows what I'm going to order. However, there was a Chinese food place down the street from my parents' house that my family would order from weekly. We always got the BBQ pork fried rice and loved it. Was one of those faces where the guy would be ready with my order as soon as I stepped foot inside. Then we moved. Who tells their food guy they are moving? I hated the new state, moved back 3 years later, and one of the first things I do is order my BBQ pork fried rice. No time to call, just walk in. Same guy still running the joint. Me, hey, can I place an order? Him, looking down at the order paper, what you want? Me, just a large BBQ pork fried rice please. Him, okay, what name? Me, Werewolf. Him, stops writing and thinks for a second, what? Where you been? I got the most welcoming hug from a Chinese man that day. Banana and a glass of milk. Yum. You just passed your depression on to me.
What the heck?
Spaghetti with just butter and parmesan on top. Very low effort meal. Also basic microwaved hot dogs. Edit, reading this thread, some of you have a wildly different definition of a too tired to cook tonight meal than me, or are just too full of embarrassed foodie pride to admit that sometimes you just want to have dinner ready in a couple of minutes. I suspect the latter. Might I recommend adding an egg to the pasta? It makes me feel like I'm healthy because protein. And also the yolk acts like a sauce kinda. It's like poor man's carbonara. Man, adding eggs makes it a pain to clean the pot. Just clean it tomorrow. Great, now it's all dried up.
What's wrong?
Sleep. Also great when you are poor. What a guy. Do you ever forget the number of yicks in your username? Or is it yicky ike ike yay I give up? Hot dogs and macaroni. Ghetto shakshuka. Coat the bottom of a pan in about a 1/4 inch of pasta sauce. Crack 5 eggs in at equal distance apart and don't touch them. Season how you like. Cover and put on the stove on medium-high for 8 minutes. Uncover. Eat. If you're fancy and have some fresh herbs or feta cheese, it's a great, optional addition. Pretty tasty. Pretty healthy. The eggs cook excellently this way. You'll be surprised at how well prepared this recipe turns out. 600 or so calories, maybe 800 if you add cheese. Costs about $1.50. Shakshuka. This sounds great, thanks. Do you eat this over something like rice? I usually just use a spatula to get it straight onto a plate and eat it, but I bet eating it over rice would be really tasty.
It was great!
Sometimes I get so lazy I don't even cook ramen noodles. I'll bite that S raw and hold a bowl to catch all the pieces. When I was at school, the poor kids' lunch was uncooked noodles crumbled up with the flavoring and drink sachets poured straight in the mouth. Damn people, I wasn't looking down my nose. I didn't have any lunch most days and people would share their noodles and Rero with me. I went to elementary school in Hawaii for a few years and all of the kids would bring a Ziploc with the crushed noodles and dry seasoning. Shake that shit, and it was the best recess snack. But then again, we were also bringing sheets of nori, aka seaweed, and taking bites out of it. Aussie here, and as a kid I was obsessed with dry noodles crushed up with the flavoring, hahaha. Seemed to be popular among the Polynesians, that's for sure. This was in New Zealand.
Pretty good. Huh?
Quesadillas, my technique has gotten so fast for them that I can make enough for dinner in less than 5 minutes. What's your technique? I'm a broke college student, I need the ways. Step 1. Heat tortilla. Step 2. Add cheese. Step 3. Step 4. Profit. I used to be the guy that made quesadillas in a Mexican restaurant. Fry up some chorizo, or whatever sort of filling you want. The sloppier that harder it is to make. I usually fry chorizo, a few black beans, mushrooms and some capsicum when I do them for myself. It's a good combo, even if it isn't strictly Mexican. Chuck a tortilla or two on a hot plate. The hotter the plate the better. Try and have it at a good level of oily dryness. Add cheese over top. Too little and it's not worth it. Too much and it'll spill everywhere. Add your meat/filling to half of the tortilla, fold along the center line, and wait a little bit for the cheese to fuse. Cut each into halves or thirds. Dip in some choice sauces. I recommend a Chipotle mayonnaise, but sweet chili and sour cream also works well. Peanut butter and maple syrup on toast. I love peanut butter and honey sandwiches, but maple syrup sounds way more amazing. Once you try it, you will never go back to honey. I tried it a few times when I ran out of honey. It's okay, but just reminds me to buy extra honey every time I shop. Just not nearly as good. You will also never go back to health. Hard boiled eggs. Also, eggs make great stress balls. Put one on the desk at your office, or on the dash of your car. Cold hot dogs, straight from the package, with a malt liquor, because for my life. Omelette. Do I have spinach, tomatoes, garlic and cheese? Great. Real quick, easy and filling dinner. Heat up pan. Crack eggs. Beat eggs. Pour in pan. Wait to cook. Throw in cheese and stuff. Flip. Eat. Sleep. You forgot to shut off the stove. Sweet dreams. R.I.P. Take potato. Stab with fork. Microwave 5 minutes. Congrats, hot food. To make it more of a meal, I'll make a packet of microwavable chili. Should probably add the step where you take the fork out. Fork and microwave? But fizzy, then pop teeping. Would not repeat experience. Vodka and computer duster. May I recommend the charred, carbon black, frozen pizza that you forgot was in the oven? Charred and frozen? Open bracket. You must have missed the memo. Step 1. Set oven to broil. Step 2. Broil pizza for 7 to 8 hours. Step 3. Let the pizza cool down, then place the pizza in the freezer for 5 hours. Step 4. Wait for some chump to try and cook their own pizza, then wait for them to walk away from the oven. Step 5. Turn the oven off and remove their uncooked pizza. Step 6. Without turning the oven back on, place the frozen pizza from step 3 back in the oven. Step 6. Wait for said chump to return to the oven and check the pizza. Step 7. Look that chump in the eye and quote this. Drive-through. Yup. Anything with a drive-through or a short wait time for takeout works for me. I do this a lot and it kills me. Honestly, by the time I get in my car, drive to a fast food joint, and come home, I could have thrown some chicken in my conventional oven and have it done. And yet I always choose the drive-through. I'm throwing away money by doing that. What was your favorite? Had an experience? Leave a comment, like and subscribe if you enjoyed or